Okay, class, today we're going to talk about the respiratory system, and it is with regards to the worksheet that we have done last week in class or as homework. Okay, now when you're looking at this kind of questions where you have to label the functions of the various parts of the respiratory system or the systems per matter, what you should do is to start off by reading what are the options you have and to find out what are some words that you don't understand. Okay, in this case, perhaps the most difficult words in the options would be the terms inhaled air and exhaled air. Now, picks up oxygen from inhaled air, as the term suggests. Inhaled means coming into your body. So another word for inhaled air would be air that you breathe inside your body. Okay, and exhaled would hold the opposite meaning you breathe it out of your body. A very simple way to remember it would be that inhaled air is inside, going into your body, whereas exhaled air is like exit. Okay, so this is one way you can always use to remember what is the meaning of inhaled and exhaled air. Alright, now beginning of the respiratory system, the first part would be the nose. Now in the nose, many of you would know that it is where air enters and leaves the body. Enters means it is the beginning point where it comes inside your body, and the nose is an opening that allows air to enter and leave your body. Now the next one, which most of you may have missed it, would be that the nose contains hair and mucus that traps dirt in the air. Many of you confused it with the bronchi, which we'll talk about more later on. Here in the nose, if you recall, whenever you have to pick your nose, you do see little things like bogey that is stuck inside it. Now the bogey that you dig out is actually dirt from the surroundings, and it differs from various places that you are in. So it's very important to remember that in your nose it contains hair, and this hair is a bit like feather duster that helps to trap dirt and dust in the air. Similarly, when you get cold, a lot of times you get mucus out of your nose. This is because your nose also has mucus that helps to trap this excess dirt in the air. After the nose, we will go into the windpipe. Okay, as we had learned the other time, windpipe is a specialized tube that allows only air to enter. Now, here in this case, windpipe, it is singular, meaning there is only one windpipe. So if you look at the options here, knowing that windpipe resembles a bit like a straw, tube would give you the idea that it's a little bit like a straw. So with the options here, the word tubes, you have it in here, main air tube that transfer air from nose to the lungs. Okay, we look at whether the windpipe is linked to the nose, and does it join to the lungs? Yes, it does. Or tubes that link windpipe to the lungs. Now in this case, windpipe is singular, so tubes here is in plural. That is one hint that is not the correct answer. Another way is that tubes that link windpipe to lungs, it doesn't explain why windpipe will link windpipe to lungs. You want to know which channel windpipe links to. So in this case, windpipe is the main air tube that transfers air from our nose, point X, to the lungs, which is point Y. Now once you have indicated this choice, it is always a good habit to highlight it or to take it off to remind you that, hey, I've already used this choice, I shouldn't look at it anymore later on. Now after we go through the windpipe, the next point that air enters, you can see it branches off to two tubes. What are these two tubes? Okay, in the worksheet it tells us it is the bronchi. You would also need to know that it is important to label the parts. Okay, now if you are unable to spell the word bronchi, not to worry, you can actually call it air tubes at this level. Alright, now bronchi actually is a plural word. For those who like to stretch yourself, bronchi is plural, meaning there's more than one. The singular form for bronchi is actually bronchus. So in this case, this part that I'm shading in green is a bronchus. Okay, and when I shade two of it, it becomes bronchi. Now again, if you remember the model, bronchi, the lung model that we had in class where there were these two balloons, the bronchi was shown through straws. So straws, another word would be like a tube that allows things to enter easily. So in this case here, if you look at the bronchi, it actually links our windpipe, okay, which I will call it W now. It links W to Y. So W is the windpipe to the lungs. Okay, so once you have already written this down, you can actually highlight it to tell you that you have chosen this option. And finally, we go to the lungs. Alright, now the lungs, basically we have two of it, and there were many of you who chose that lungs contain hair. Now please take note, your lungs is actually an organ and it doesn't have hair that traps dirt and dust. If not, it would be very difficult for the dirt and dust to be sent out of your body. So do take note, your lungs do not have any hair. Okay, no hair in lungs. However, your lungs is very important to help in the exchange of gases, meaning in your lungs what it does is that it tells your body to take in the oxygen. Okay, and when it comes to the carbon dioxide that is formed, it goes back into your lungs and gets sent out of your body. Alright, I'll write it bigger so that it's clearer for some of you. Okay, so here oxygen leaves into the body and leaves the lung and goes into the body, whereas carbon dioxide will go back into the lungs and get sent out through the nose. Now, so in this case, lungs help to exchange gases, which means exchange your oxygen into the body and carbon dioxide out of the body. Okay, and it also picks up oxygen from inhaled air and passes it to other parts, and also removes carbon dioxide into the exhaled air. Now, some of you actually thought that other parts like nose helps to pick up oxygen. This is something that you must take note of. Your nose doesn't act like a security guard. It does not know what is oxygen and it cannot differentiate it from carbon dioxide either. Therefore, it is your lungs that is very important in selecting what goes into your body and out of your body. Now finally, we have the diaphragm that helps in the control of breathing. So if you remember through our lung model, when you actually flatten it or contract it, the lungs would expand, and when you relax it, the lungs would actually contract and allow the air to move out through your nose.